afternoon, and we start here at 4 o'clock remembering Officer Huesca, Luis Huesca. The 30-year-old officer was shot and killed last week on his way home from work, and today hundreds gathered to pay their final respects.
Those respects were for a man who, by all accounts, had a bright future with the department and in life. And we learned about who Officer Huesca was, not only as a man in uniform for the police officer, but also about the friend, the brother, and the uncle who was taken from everyone far too soon. Our Lexi Suter is here with a look at just some of those touching tributes we heard today. Lexi?
Yeah, Alex and Marion, a very emotional day, a beautiful service for Officer Huesca. Today we heard from his family, his friends, his coworkers, all those people that spent day in and day out with him, and all elaborated on the admirable person he was, going far beyond the badge.
Luis Huesca was a son, a brother, an uncle, friend, and beloved member of CPD and society. He's remembered today for his kind soul and his noble heart.
Luis left a great impression on not only everyone sitting here, especially his team, but he's leaving an impression on the entire country.
Luis loved learning different languages and soaking up different cultures, but most importantly, helping all different kinds of people. His family says Luis took on the role of protector long before he signed on to be a Chicago police officer.
Emiliano Jr. recounted a story from years before Luis became a police officer. Luis witnessed a neighbor in a domestic altercation, and without hesitation, he stepped in to intervene and protect the victim before the police arrived.
Father Matthew Foley speaking directly to Luis's mother, Edith, thanking her for raising such a compassionate man.
You not only lost your son, you lost the young man who chose to live with you, to not only to protect you, but to protect us. That is a tremendous loss, not only for you, but for us.
His servant mentality, his wit and humor made him an irreplaceable member of CPD. His colleagues celebrating his life with memories and with gratitude.
The best way to carry on Luis's memory professionally is to act how he acted. Treat people fairly and with respect. God bless you, Luis. God bless your family and your friends. We love you and we'll miss you always.
And that's just a glimpse. It was a really special memorial for Officer Luis Huesca that went on for more than 3 hours, a testament of how important he was to so many people and the lasting impression he leaves on even more. Alex and Marion.
Lexi, thank you so much.
Rest easy, my friend. You will be dearly missed, but your spirit will live forever in our hearts.
Mourning Chicago police officer Luis Huesca. His partner delivers an emotional eulogy at the beloved officer's funeral, remembered as a kind-hearted young man who loved his family and his community. Two people you did not see at today's funeral, though, were Governor J.B. Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson.
The Huesca family asked them not to attend, wanting to keep politics out of today's tribute. We have much more now from our political reporter, Marianne Ahert. Marianne?
Good afternoon to you. Yes, well, you did see elected officials pay their respects today at Officer Huesca's funeral mass. The mayor and the governor honored the wishes of the family, and they stayed away.
Viva Cristo Rey!
The funeral mass for Chicago police officer Luis Huesca, standing room only, as the city honored an officer gunned down as he returned home from work.
Nobody wants to step up and say that these people that make these policies, they work for you. You don't work for them, and it's not okay for you to hear gunshots and think that that's okay.
Huesca's sister Lily O'Brien and his family, through this video provided by the FOP, let their frustrations be known and signaled why they asked Mayor Johnson and Governor Pritzker to stay away from the mass.
Chicago needs to step up and hold the people who make these policies that allow third, fourth, 5 chances to people that have made so many mistakes, and then they turn around and they murder innocent people.
The mayor planned to attend the funeral, but after calls directly to him explaining the family's wishes, an hour before the funeral, he changed his mind and released a new statement saying in part, "My heart is with the Huesca family today." Superintendent Larry Snelling.
I'm not going to get into politics or anything surrounding this funeral. I am not going to take away from the real focus here.
Not just here today. 1 month ago in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul was confronted as she left a New York wake for a police officer. Governor Pritzker reached out to CPD before the service rather than just show up.
It is really up to the family whether they want the attention that comes with and all of the hullabaloo that comes with public officials attending. So I always follow the request of the family to do whatever it is that makes them most comfortable.
And it is not just police officer funerals. After the 4th of July shooting, several Highland Park victims' families asked for politicians, including the governor, to not attend those services.
You got to respect the wishes of the family.
Absolutely. It is their time to grieve.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Marianne.
And as the community paid its final respects today for Officer Huesca, the search continues tonight for the man charged with his murder.
NBC5 Investigates was first to report on Friday night that an arrest warrant had been issued for Xavier L. Tate Jr. Our investigative reporter Bennett Haberly is looking into the suspect's history tonight. Bennett?
Stephen and Allison, a judge signed that arrest warrant Friday afternoon along with this charging document alleging that 22-year-old Xavier L. Tate Jr. used a .40 caliber handgun to shoot Officer Luis Huesca. Tate was supposed to be in court last week on an unrelated criminal trespassing charge from March. He did not show up. Tonight, Tate is on an FBI wanted list as a number of agencies, including the FBI, the ATF, Crime Stoppers, and a Chicago police fund, are offering up a $100,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction.
This FBI wanted poster includes new information about Xavier L. Tate Jr., including that he has a tattoo on the side of his neck with the word Majesty. The poster asks for the public's assistance in locating him, noting that he should be considered armed and dangerous, and may have visited or has ties to a number of areas, including Chicago, Aurora, Olympia Fields, Champaign, and Decatur. He also has the aliases of Zay or Lamont. Officer Luis Huesca was killed more than a week ago in Gage Park while returning home from his shift. His service weapon and SUV were stolen. A day after Officer Huesca's killing, police released this surveillance footage, which they now say shows Tate in the area of Gage Park both 13 minutes before the shooting and nearly an hour afterwards. Following Officer Huesca's funeral service, Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling provided this update on the investigation, confirming that authorities have recovered Huesca's service weapon.
Our detective division, our officers are working. They have not stopped working since this happened. And there have been some major breaks and other leads. What I can tell you is the officer's weapon was recovered, which I know that was reported. And that was done through some great work by our detectives and by other members of the Chicago Police Department. We're going to continue to work diligently until we take this individual into custody.
Superintendent Snelling went on to say, quote, that they will get justice for Officer Huesca's family, just like they want justice for every family in the city, end quote. We did reach out to a number associated with Tate today. A person who answered the phone said they hadn't talked with him and hung up. Stephen?